Hey guys, thanks for joining. We're just connecting up here. Nadia, can you let me know on the YouTube channel when you start seeing stuff? Connecting to chat.
Yeah. Good.
We're getting some lovely sun coming through just in time. Good on YouTube?
Yeah, you're lagging.
Okay.
All right.
1 minute behind.
Yeah, it'll have a delay.
Cool.
Alrighty.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to our live stream. We got Luca here with us today. I'm gonna walk you guys through this van that we half unveiled a couple weeks ago, but we're gonna do a full walkthrough today. We're super excited about this one. This is a mobile medical office, and it's part of our new sort of expansion into putting businesses on wheels. And so I'm going to talk about that today, kind of the vision behind us expanding into some of these other verticals in addition to the camper van product. And really, again, it's about putting businesses on wheels and helping businesses become mobile and provide services in a mobile way. And so we're offering vans for everything from pet grooming, mobile pet grooming, to mobile medicine, mobile offices, command centers, reefer vans for food transport, food serving vehicles like food trucks, ice cream trucks, mobile cafes, learning, mobile classrooms, sort of a bunch of these different types of applications that, really we can take this almost canvas of a vehicle and build something for your individual business use case. And so this van, which is sort of our marketing edition of the G3, the new G3 product line, we call this the American Dreamers van, and it is really an homage to again the sort of American dream, entrepreneurship, and our mobile perspective on that. And so I'll walk you through it. I think what we'll do today is I'll start with a quick run around and kind of show you the outside, talk a little bit about the artwork. We'll go through the inside, talk a little bit about materials, and then we'll come back out and do sort of a deeper technical dive on some of the more technical questions that people have, but we'll do a quick run through first. So again, this is the American Dreamers van, putting businesses on wheels. The artwork for this is supposed to represent that, and so these faces on the van are representative of these, again, the American Dreamers, entrepreneurs, and we even have somewhere on here we have a dog as well as sort of a shout out to the pet grooming vertical specifically. But you can see the words written on the side of some of those different verticals. Come on, Luca. Some of those different verticals that we offer, that we service, and our kind of iconic bright green grounded color popping out on the side. But we can do for businesses, we can do different custom wraps that really accentuate your brand and make it pop, on the exterior. So it doesn't need to be the grounded, connected modular fleets artwork. We can do sort of different artwork custom to your business. And let's go to the inside. So we'll go around the back. I'll mention, put Starlink and 1,000 watts of solar on all of these vehicles. And the solar panels charge the house battery inside. So we do add a separate house battery system. The Starlink is for high-speed internet, no matter where you are. And what you'll notice here is we have actually replaced the rear door on the Bright Drop vehicle with this new swing out door. So the Bright Drop, which is a GM electric cargo van, which is the platform that we're building on here, it comes from the GM factory with a roll-up garage door. We replaced that now with this swing out door, which has a lot of advantages, including foremost way better insulation, because the garage doors are notoriously difficult to insulate. This door itself has 2-inch foam insulation throughout the door, and the other advantage is the height. So now there's not a garage door that needs somewhere to go while it's rolled up, and therefore we gain back ceiling height. So now we have 6.5 foot tall standing height throughout the entire vehicle, interior from front to back, which is great, you know, for whether it's a camper van and you're just tall, or you're providing mobile services and you might have a range of clients who come in who are tall. I am gonna leave Luca with Nadia for a second. So let's go to the inside. We have these really nice LED strips now on the top. They're fully dimmable, and what I'm showing you here today, this is the new G3 line. So a lot of the features you'll see today apply to both the camper van as well as, you know, all these other use cases. And so these dimmable LED lights are super nice regardless of the use case. And what you'll see on the walls of the interior here, this is a very cleanable surface, and the intent here is that this is a mobile medical van. Cleanability and serviceability are obviously super important, and so if your use case is something either medical or, you know, even something like pet grooming, where maybe there's pet hair sticking to the walls, you want cleanable surfaces, you want bright surfaces, we can do surfaces like this. I'll also walk through a bunch of our other materials as well. So what you'll see here, I'm saying mobile medical van, really this is a show vehicle to showcase some of the things we could do. So I would say it's mostly medical, but then you'll also see this portion here gives you a sense of some of the more food and beverage oriented things that we can do. This area over here gives a sense of some of the mobile command center, mobile office types of things we can do. So on this side, you see this stainless steel countertop, which is sort of an industrial kitchen countertop here. On the top, we could obviously do this throughout the whole vehicle for something that looks more like a food truck or some sort of food or beverage serving vehicle. Throughout the whole vehicle, we're really excited about this new cabinetry system. So one really big product improvement we've made from the G2 is this new cabinetry system. And what it is first of all, just really, really smooth, nice drawers. So they're all soft close, and they have magnets that can support up to 30 pounds of weight. And so the whole drawer system is just really new and improved, really nice, smooth feel to it. And again, that soft close is really nice for a vehicle, obviously. And we have, these that we offer sort of throughout the vehicle. And by the way, these drawers right here are enormous. I mean, you can fit, like, this is a huge amount of vertical space that you have in here, really wide drawer system. And obviously what Grounded does is modular, so depending on which sort of module you want, the drawers can be different sizes. So if you wanted, smaller drawers, more smaller drawers, we can do that. Let's talk a little bit about the different approach of construction. So very excited that we no longer use wood basically anywhere inside the vehicle. So the cabinetry, we used to do a sort of wood traditional cabinetry construction like a lot of upfitters and camper van makers. We have now switched to a much more high-tech, durable, industrialized, longer lasting, nicer experience cabinetry. What we do is we basically build the cabinetry out of aluminum extrusion. So we are building these cabinetry modules, framing them up first with aluminum, and then we are putting on faces on the sides, including the faces that you see here. And the aluminum approach, again, on the manufacturing side, helps us industrialize the process. On the user experience side, that's going to lead to much longer lasting, more durable, construction approach. That those things, aluminum is not going to, warp and things like that over time the way that wood cabinetry might. The faces that you see here, these are 100% recycled pieces that we use for all the cabinetry faces, and they are recycled out of what's that?
Can I pick one of those up and show us what they are?
Oh yeah, sorry. So we have some other samples here. So the cabinet faces come in different colors and different textures. So here, this row right here are 5 of the many different colors and textures that we offer for these cabinetry faces. Like I was saying, it's 100% recycled. Depending on which color or texture you pick, it's recycled out of different things. So, for example, some of the pop colors that you see in these are recycled plastic utensils, single-use plastic utensils that have been recycled into here. There's also refrigerators, home appliances, spools, a bunch of sort of different things that our supplier uses to recycle and make this material. And the material is 100% homogeneous. So what's really nice about it is we don't need to edge treat anywhere. So for example, if you look here at the cabinetry, we CNC machine, all these different little features that you see and the parts themselves. And so we don't need to treat any of the edges. They just come out really nice and smooth all the way around. And so if you use our configurator tool, configurator.groundedrvs.com, which we just launched at the beginning of May for the camper product, when you get to the last step of that, you'll see all the different material choices and you can pick and it'll actually change the cabinet colors. And again, if you're a commercial, we'll make a bespoke 3D rendered deck for you to show you your commercial outfit. To talk about some of the other materials for the countertop that you see here, you have different countertop choices. So really, by the way, the theme, I don't necessarily want to bore people to death with the material choices. Some people are more interested than others. I'll circle back to this at the end, but the point is we spent a lot of time on the design of making this a really comfortable place. You kind of come in, I first walked in here when this one that we're standing in was built, and I had jokes, but it wasn't really a joke to the team that I wanted to live in here. And I have lived in different camper vans and different grounded vans, and we're just really quickly progressing on the product iteration to something that's really, really nice and comfortable and just feels good to be inside. And that's what you want when you're delivering these mobile services and you're bringing in strangers or customers and clients into your space to provide, whether it's healthcare services, food and beverage services, a mobile classroom, whatever it is. So here we have more of like a mobile office setup. So we can do really any number of stool seating like this across the van. If you look on our website, you'll see we just relaunched the website to show off some of the different verticals that we serve. And on the bottom right here of the main homepage, if you scroll down, you'll see outreach as one of the verticals. This van here, shout out to Aaron with IDIA, the Institute for Digital Acceleration and Inclusion. This is a mobile classroom sort of vehicle that we made where it's got, you can see 6 stools along here. So it's sort of like one really long countertop with 6 stools. You can see here in this render for a mobile command center, sort of an extension of what we're sitting in now, where if you had this on both sides. So there's a lot of different stuff we can do. This is a medical, medical storage type of thing. You've got a really nice cabinet, more heavy duty cabinet system here. Obviously we didn't make this one, but it shows that we can take other, third party cabinetry systems if you want something that's, a little bit more robust for whatever your tools are. What's nice about this is that these lock automatically. So you close it, it locks automatically, and you have to turn this latch here with your finger, which again just kind of protects against these opening up while you're driving. So whether you have tool storage or whatever it is, we can do systems like this for you. And then you can see that we put this nice looking countertop on top of it. Again, the aesthetics are, we think important to the overall look and feel of the space. We also have these nice RV windows that open up, and they're quite big, and you can sort of leave these open while you are, it takes a second to close, but it to keep open, but they prop open like this. You keep it open, get some fresh air, get a breeze blowing through if you want. We have electrical outlets all over the place. You can plug in your laptops, your equipment, your tools, charge things, whatever you want to do. I'll show this. This is our electronics box. So I'm not going to go in detail by any means into this, but I'll just say that we have developed both hardware and software at Grounded to power the digital and electronic experience of the vehicle. So again, we have 1,000 watts of solar on the roof to charge the house battery system. We have a Starlink on the roof for internet anywhere you are. We have this HVAC system mounted to the roof, which is a very efficient electric air conditioner. We have electric heating inside the van. We have outlets everywhere. We have, if you opt for a water system, we can do freshwater tank, gray water tank, obviously water pump. We can do hot water heater, either a tank or tankless. We have, I'm trying to think what other electronics off the top of my head. The lights, obviously. And so all these electronics you can monitor and control from the Grounded app. So Grounded app lets you see house battery temperature, the real-time power draw of all your appliances, your lights, every single individual circuit and appliance that you have in the vehicle, which you can turn on and off from anywhere in the world. You can see how much solar power is coming in real time. And if you are a fleet owner, then you will have access to all of your vehicles from the Grounded app. We also have a web version of this, which is the Grounded Fleet Dashboard. So again, if you're a fleet owner and you have a fleet manager who wants to be able to remotely monitor and control all the fleet vehicles from their office, and then you can selectively give drivers access to individual vehicles that they're driving. And again, that's controllable from anywhere in the world because we have an LTE modem in here that connects to the internet, connects our Grounded computer to the internet. And that's sort of an overview of the electronic system. I can show a couple other things on the exterior, and then we can jump into questions. What's that?
Cab, if we've got any new joiners.
Cab. I could quickly show the cab too. Yeah, so this is the cab of the BrightDrop vehicle. The biggest thing to call out is that we replaced the passenger seat. So the BrightDrop comes with a jump seat that's not very comfortable for long trips. It's one of those fold down seats for delivery drivers. We replaced the passenger seat. We have two options for you on the passenger seat. This is one of them. This is sort of our mid-tier option. We also have a higher tier passenger seat option if you want that more luxury passenger seat, if you're gonna have passengers for long periods of time. In terms of the BrightDrop vehicle itself, really great vehicle platform. It's got all the modern safety features, park assist, 360 cameras around the vehicle, blind spot indicators, all that good stuff. Really comfortable to drive, easy to drive, even if you've never driven a larger vehicle. It really drives like a smaller van. It doesn't feel like this intimidating, difficult thing to drive. And again, the 360 cameras really help from sort of a parking and maneuvering in tight spaces perspective. You also have a lot of storage space up here, which is convenient. So if you want to put tools or anything like that up here, you can do that. It's got Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, so you can hook in your phone, get your navigation on here. Oh, one last thing on the electronics. We're actually right now finalizing an integration with GM on the software side. So from the Grounded app, you will, starting hopefully next week, be able to see the vehicle battery range in the Grounded app too, along with all the other BrightDrop related information. So all that will be in the Grounded app. You won't need a separate GM app or anything like that. Some more technical things about the vehicle. The BrightDrop, if you're not familiar, it's a 173 kilowatt hour battery, which is a huge battery that sits on the base of the vehicle. That provides, with the 2025 models, we're now seeing an average of 284 or 286 miles of range on the vehicle. So almost 300 miles of range. If you're going in more urban environments at lower speeds, you can easily see upwards of 300 miles of range. If you're on the highway going faster than 65, that's where you'll start to see lower outlets on both sides of the vehicle. So if you're outside, if you're at a trade show, events, if you're delivering mobile healthcare services in remote areas, if you're parked outside a customer's house to provide pet grooming, whatever it is, you have exterior outlets so you can plug in tools and equipment to the exterior of the vehicle, which is really nice. I have once plugged in a vacuum cleaner to vacuum a driveway that a piece of glass had shattered on, and it was very convenient to be able to just plug a vacuum cleaner into the exterior side of the van and just run that outside. This is the door, obviously, that we showed you. And I should say about the door, we also actually just did a version of this door that pops upward too. So if you're doing more, marketing experiential types of things and want the door to go up so that people can congregate in the back to look in, that's also an option. Although really you can do that with this door too. Just to show it one more time. The nice thing about this door is that it opens and it stays. So believe it or not, we're even actually on this grassy area that has a slight incline on this side. So if anything right now, you'd almost expect this door to be moving by itself in the closing direction, but
it's a pretty windy day, as you can see the paper in there flapping around. Still doing all right.
So very, very windy day, and you can see that this door is not moving at all really. So that's nice because you leave it open, and again, it's just a very welcoming sort of environment here at the back of the vehicle, and it's really not too bad to step up in because they've provided this nice step here. And on this side, this is your EV charging port. So this is how you charge the vehicle. This is a CCS charger, but we provide a CCS to NACS adapter. So you can charge this vehicle at any public CCS charger, and you can charge this vehicle at any Tesla supercharger that allows third-party vehicle charging. This is the shore power hookup. So we have a separate house battery system that we put inside the vehicle. That house battery size is configurable anywhere from 10 to 25 kilowatt hours. And this is how you can directly charge that house battery by plugging it into a regular 15 amp house outlet, or you can plug it into a 30 amp RV circuit if you're at an RV park or campgrounds with a 30 amp electrical hookup. But like I said before, we also have 1,000 watts of solar that directly charges that house system. We also, that battery can charge in a third way, which is from the Bright Drop vehicle battery. So you can actually charge the house battery from the vehicle battery. Not to get too technical here, but the onboard inverter that is provided by GM can only output about 300 watts. But we really thought it was important to have a way for people to pull more power than that from the vehicle battery. And so we developed our own system that plugs into the 12 volt system of the Bright Drop vehicle and can pull 1,400 watts from the vehicle battery via the 12 volt battery to charge the house battery. So in other words, you can charge for all intents and purposes, you can charge the house battery from the vehicle battery at 1,400 watts through this system that we developed when the vehicle is turned on. And we have a component in place that monitors the voltage of that 12 volt battery to make sure that this does not drain the 12 volt battery. So it's checking to make sure that that voltage of the 12 volt battery is staying at a safe charge place. Finally, this van doesn't have it, but if you have a water system, you'd have exterior water hookups. So those would just be on the side here for you to fill up your water tanks. And that is pretty much the highlights. Do we have any questions?
Right, let's go to some Q&A.
We have a question whether the app can be only mobile or on other devices too.
No, so there's a web version of the app. So we have the mobile version on Android and iOS, and then we have a web version. Right now, the web version is only accessible to commercial customers, businesses on wheels, but we do plan to expose that to RV customers too, if it's just more convenient for you to be able to use a web version.
And another question we have is if you can connect lights and stereo from your app.
So lights are on the app. You can control the lights from the app. And actually, for that matter, one thing I didn't mention, let's go over here. So in this vehicle, we added a light bar. So if you look on top there, actually, let me go turn it on. That's a cool new feature we have. And then I also didn't mention awnings. We can do awnings on the side. We didn't put one on this one, but we have some different awning options. If you use the configurator tool, configurator.groundedrvs.com, one of the last couple of steps is all the exterior options, including the awnings. There's even like a crazy like whole extension room, awning room that kind of comes off to the side for wind and light cover. So you can see all that in the tool. That's all stuff we can do. But yes, the lights are in the app. The stereo is not, but I do want to mention one thing, which is that we also upgrade the speaker system of the BrightDrop itself too. And that's just because the speaker system that came with the BrightDrop left a little bit to be desired. And for that matter, we also do a little bit to better insulate, both from a thermal insulation perspective and noise insulation, the driver and passenger door of the BrightDrop vehicle.
The next question is if you can add another ramp or step in the back.
Yeah, so I mean, generally speaking, for the camper vans, we are really trying to streamline the modularity options there. And so if you go to the configurator tool, that will walk you through what we offer today for camper vans. On the commercial side, we are open to having conversations about new modules that we don't offer yet. So if you're a business customer, want to put your business on wheels, maybe you already have some vans that are combustion engine and you're interested in going electric. Maybe you don't have any vans yet, but you have been planning to get one and you would like it to be electric. Definitely reach out to us. We can have a conversation with you, understand your needs, and then basically put together a custom deck for you with 3D renders proposing what your grounded van could look like. And so if a step in the back is something that is important to you, that's something that we can look at. We're also looking at implementing our first sort of electronic lift gate from the back as well. That's something that is in development.
Last question is if you can charge batteries in both directions between the house and the vehicle.
So I talked through how to charge the house battery from the vehicle battery. If you want to charge the vehicle battery from the house battery, the way that you do that is you plug in the vehicle charger, level one or level 2, if we do a higher power inverter for you, charger into the outlets inside. So you literally like plug the vehicle charger into the side of the vehicle and then into one of the outlets inside the grounded van, and you could discharge the house battery into the vehicle battery. Now, obviously, that's not going to get you very much range. So, it depends on what size house battery you get. Again, we do 10 kilowatt hours up to 25 kilowatt hours. If you do, let's see if I can remember the math off the top of my head. If you do 10 kilowatt hour house battery, 10 kilowatt hours divided by the 173 kilowatt hour battery is give or take 5%, and 5% of the 275 miles of range, that's sort of the range. These are like rough numbers. And also the other thing is that you are going to have efficiency losses, obviously, because you're basically going from AC power that's charging the AC power from the inverter on board to the vehicle charger, and with all that conversion you're going to have some loss, so it's not going to be like 1-to-1. But I think the nice thing about it is that if you are somewhere sunny and you have a full house battery, or you are getting a lot of solar power, as a last resort in a pinch, you could do that. You could plug in the vehicle battery and you could generate 20-30 miles of range, and then basically get to somewhere that's on grid and has an EV charger. So I think that's a cool feature, because that's not something that is possible with a gas powered vehicle. If you have a gas powered vehicle and you don't have gas, then you have no options. That's it. I think it's kind of neat that you could be somewhere and like literally generate your own power to get to the next charger if you needed to.
We have a last question for the moment, is if there is a shuttle bus version.
So we don't have a shuttle bus version yet. We're working on some rear seating options, and we don't have any concrete updates on that. But the team is working on it, and we will make an announcement as soon as we have an update.
Cool.
Thanks
All
for tuning in.
Thank
Reach
you,
out to
guys.
us with any questions.